I am Akihiro Teramachi, President and CEO of THK. Thank you for joining our financial results briefing for fiscal 2016. First, let me walk you through the results for the year ended March 2017. Consolidated net sales grew by 13.8% year-on-year to 273.5 billion yen. In Japan, net sales increased despite the weak demand in machine tool products, thanks to the brisk demand for electronics-related business and others. Overseas, demand in electronics-related business and other businesses in general grew in China toward the latter half of the year. Net sales were up in Europe and the Americas, thanks to a brisk demand as well as newly consolidating 4 TRA companies in both regions. The operating income went up by 6.4% year-on-year to 24.6 billion yen, offsetting the impact from the stronger yen by sales growth. Compared against the February guidance, which was revised up at the time, net sales and operating income beat the projection by 2.5 billion and 600 million yen respectively. On the next slide, let me highlight the sales breakdown by regions. Revenue in Japan increased by 1.4% year-on-year to 112 billion yen due to the reasons I explained earlier. Sales in the Americas were up by 25.2% year-on-year to 63 billion yen. Amid the economic recovery driven by steady consumer spending, we took measures to expand the business with existing accounts as well as to cultivate new customers. These efforts and the consolidation of 2 TRA companies in the Americas resulted in higher sales. The top line in Europe grew by 51.2% year-on-year to 46 billion yen. Europe continued to show economic recovery. We endeavored to expand the business with existing clients as well as exploit new customers, just like in the Americas. These initiatives and the consolidation of 2 TRA companies in Europe resulted in year-on-year sales growth. Sales in China were up by 5.5% year-on-year to 29.5 billion yen. Despite the slowing economic growth, pickup in general demand in the second half of the year boosted the sales. Asia and other regions grew by 8.1% year-on-year to 22.9 billion yen. Some markets enjoyed higher sales stemming from stronger general demand, benefiting from the demand recovery in China, among others. Previously, China was included in the Asia and other segment, but given the higher presence of the China business, we have decided to disclose China's performance as a separate segment from the year under review. Now, let's move on to the operating income. Operating income was higher by 1.5 billion yen year-on-year to 24.6 billion yen. When excluding the TRA consolidation factor, followings were the negative factors against the operating income versus last year. Higher fixed cost and variable cost ratio hit the OP by 200 million and 2.9 billion yen respectively. And stronger yen, mainly against the US dollar and euro, depressed the profit by 2.8 billion yen. The impact of 2.9 billion yen stemming from higher variable cost ratio was a result of stronger yen, mainly for the Asian exposure, as well as increased write-off amount of unrealized profit on the inventory for consolidation adjustment. So I would like to make a note that the variable cost ratio has not deteriorated in effect. On the other hand, the following factors impacted the operating income positively. Plus 5.6 billion from higher sales and volume, 1.5 billion from the absence of previous year's acquisition cost on TRA businesses, and 300 million yen increase in operating income from consolidating TRA. I will now go through the balance sheet items. Total assets increased by 7.1 billion year-on-year to 414.9 billion yen. There were no major changes from the previous year, so in the interest of time, I would like to skip the details and ask you to refer to the numbers at your convenient time. Now, let me talk about our growth strategy and future initiatives for medium to longer term growth. You have probably seen this slide many times, but once again, this is our growth strategy. On top of the basic strategy of full-scale globalization and development of new businesses, from last fiscal year, we have added a new element, which is change in business style to further expand the business domain. The focus will be on IoT, cloud computing, AI, and robotics, among others. These are not just about processing information, but in the current market where machines and computers are becoming seamless, we need to address many new initiatives. I will elaborate on our plan from the next slide. In line with the growth strategy, we aim to grow the top line with the following initiatives. Let me first touch upon the industrial machinery business. I would like to update you on the progress made using this diagram that we have shared with you last year. These were presented as actions already taken at the November results meeting last year. Through our various surveys conducted, we found out that THK brand has a strong brand recognition, and their activities were understood by the market through our presence at various trade shows. What we fell behind was converting the opportunity into real business on many occasions. Also, in response, we have been stepping up measures to expand our coverage so that we can understand and steadily capture demand arising from broader customer base. By doing so, we will proactively develop new products and cater to the new needs from new customers. With these measures, we aim to broaden our customer base and achieve growth and stability of our business. The initiatives include making use of web, CRM for customer management, and ERP for using and analyzing more data and information. We are not simply stepping up the information capacity, but we are proactively trying to develop and win actual businesses. These are extremely important. Thanks to those efforts, we have been able to improve our customer acquisition ratio at the trade shows by 2 times to 5 times compared to the previous levels. We will continue to analyze the result to better cater to the unique needs of respective customers. As indicated on the slide, we have also started to offer semi-custom made products. Our intention is not simply stepping up the employees' skills, but have implemented OmniSite, a user-friendly site that is simple to use in order to improve the operational efficiency. Let me give you an example of how we are capturing the demand of a wide range of customers with the semi-custom made product. With greater market needs for automation, we have been partially tailoring our actuators from last year to meet respective customer specifications without causing any cumbersome process. We started the sales of such actuators from August 2016, and the semi-customized products can be delivered to the customers as quickly as in just 10 days. The bottom half of the slide depicts the tool provided, where customers can simply input the requirement on the website, and their unique specification can be ordered with ease. We are offering this tool on PC as well as with mobile apps. We launched OmniSite, starting with the Southeast Asia markets, namely Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. To date, we were doing business face-to-face with the customers, or if the transaction started on the website, the whole process had to be done online. With the new Omni THK, the system would be readily accessible from any point in time or point of sales, so face-to-face conversation can switch onto the online channel very easily in a seamless way. The goal is to have all the order placement online as much as possible and focus more on making active proposals during the face-to-face meeting. With the full operational flow being taken care of online on our website, we would be able to speed up the process and achieve higher accuracy in our business offering. We have embarked on this initiative from Southeast Asia, but over time, we will gradually roll this out to other developed markets like Japan, US, and Europe. We will also take similar measures actively in China. The Omni site was not created to just serve our interest, but as indicated on the slide, our agents and distributors have access to the same website to carry out their business, and I believe this is one of the unique features of our company. We will more actively expand our initiatives in the new business domains. This slide has not hugely changed from what we have been presenting to date, but thanks to our efforts, albeit gradually, we have been able to win businesses for the aircraft application for aircraft interior and core components. In particular, the interior applications such as for seats has been growing very rapidly. We believe that the aircraft-specific needs for securing safety and lighter weight has led to a strong demand for our products, which are very compact and highly durable. We plan to further penetrate into the fields of medical equipment, robots, seismic isolation and damping system, and renewable energy. For renewable energy, we have started to conduct verification tests for hydroelectric generator at multiple places using natural rivers as testing environment. Now, let me give you an update on how we aim to grow the sales for the automotive and transportation business. We plan to continue growing our existing L&S or linkage and suspension business by going global. There is also a rapidly emerging trend in EV and autonomous driving. With that as a background, our vehicle functions would dramatically change going forward, and with autonomous driving, future cars may no longer have handles. If we look at the vehicles today very closely, they are designed in a people-centric style, such that driver is in the central position to maneuver and drive the car. However, with autonomous driving, there probably will not be a line between the driver and the passengers. That makes us believe that the mechanical structure of vehicles would change dramatically in the future. In view of such thought, we will continue to develop new products using the linear motion technology that will be optimal for such cars and propose the application to our customers. Another pillar of our strategy is to grow the top line. Today, changes happen in a very dramatic way. Significant progress has been made in IT. There are many compliance requirements, and there is a tendency to do business in a safer style. On many occasions, this behavior creates concentrated demand as companies invest when their peers are also making investments. So we are inundated with a wave of big changes. To grow the business against such backdrop, we need to have measures to respond to those changes while trying to expand our business. We have a global operation, and when it comes to production capabilities, our global footprints boast extensive coverage with plants not only in the US and Europe, but also in China and other parts of Asia. Therefore, it is extremely vital to have a close coordination in our global network of operations, and this is the area we are starting to step up with our initiatives. We are putting tremendous efforts in visualizing the production, and thanks to that, we now can see how each of the plants spread across the world is operating from our office in Japan for the linear motion products. We plan to achieve further factory automation and augment the production capability so that the plants can operate 24/7. This is our strategy to overcome the fluctuating volatility in today's market. Obviously, we will continue with our ongoing measures for general cost reduction or better efficiency and actively take various measures so that we can further boost the bottom line as well. Next, let me touch upon the change in the accounting period, which will take effect from fiscal 2017. The fiscal year end will be unified to December end for all the group companies. This will mean that fiscal 2017 will be a transitional accounting period. So let me explain that point. To date, our fiscal year ended in March, mostly for the group companies in Japan, including THK, the parent. At the same time, the overseas subsidiaries started the fiscal year on January 1st and ended on December 31st. So we always had to deal with a time gap of 1 quarter, but by reconciling the year end to December for all the group companies, we would be able to eliminate this gap of 1 quarter with the subsidiaries. Let me elaborate. As you can see from the diagram, the dark gray boxes illustrate how we have been closing the book to assess the fiscal year performance. This fiscal year, full 12-month worth of operation of overseas subsidiaries will be consolidated, and for the companies in Japan which used to close the year in March, this fiscal year will reflect 9-month worth of operation to December. In August, we will announce the June quarter result. And that will be reflecting 6-month worth of operation for the overseas subsidiaries and 3-month worth of operation for the Japanese business. And this change in the accounting policy may cause you some inconveniences in grasping the actual status of our business, but we hope to seek your understanding. I would also like to note that for the January to March quarter, net sales will be booked before the internal sales elimination. This will be included in the June quarter results, which will be announced in August. Without the internal sales elimination, the net sales will appear higher by 2.6 billion yen, so the profitability would also appear to be slightly lower, so I want to give you some heads up on this point. Now, let me quickly go over the recent order trend. As always, these graphs do not include the Rhythm Group's operation, so they are the order trend purely for the industrial machinery business, excluding the automotive and transportation business. Former auto component business of THK has been transferred to either THK Rhythm or TRA, and has been consolidated under the automotive and transportation group, so that portion has been taken out from the graph as well. I wanted to just point out that change. In all the geographical regions, the order received in the January to March quarter grew significantly on a year-on-year basis. Europe, China, and Taiwan all achieved very upbeat growth and renewed the previous record highs by a big jump. Japan and Americas are also strong, reaching close to the past record high levels. Given the momentum, we believe that Japan and Americas will also hit their record highs in the April to June quarter. We would like to respond to this robust demand as much as possible by measures including achieving higher productivity. Reflecting the strong demand environment, here is our earnings guidance for this fiscal year ending in December 2017. 273.5 billion yen for net sales, which is what we achieved in fiscal 16. But please be reminded that for this current year, it will be just 9 months versus the full 12-month last year for the Japanese business. We are projecting for operating income of 28 billion, ordinary income of 28.2 billion, and net income of 20.2 billion yen. If we were to present the guidance without changing the accounting period, it would have looked like this. Net sales of 305 billion, operating income of 34.5 billion, ordinary income of 34.8 billion, and net income of 25 billion yen. Net sales and operating income would have been our record highs. We will take measures in a dynamic way to achieve the medium to longer term growth without losing speed on execution, whilst steadily capturing the robust demand to translate them into sales. This will conclude my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.